All right, you guys, welcome back. Braine Balance Pro is what we're talking about today. Okay, this is all about the migraine offer. We're going to talk with, once again, Dr. Drew Kidder with us today. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning.
Awesome. And Dr. Chad Woolner. Very good. So we're going to dive into what went into creating this offer with Braine Balance Pro. But before we do that, this is a power group here. Okay, and I've said in other videos that I'm not the sole source of these offers. They come over time and brainstorming and looking at problems from new perspectives. So your perspective, Dr. Kidder, Dr. Woolner, these are just ideas coming, and then they refine down to an offer, which then gets proven, tested, all that kind of good stuff. So Braine Balance Pro is obviously we're going after the niche is folks that struggle with migraines. Okay. And I think once we get into it, this thing has a really cool story behind it, which makes it easy to pitch to prospects. But I want docs to understand why they should want Braine Balance Pro, and then we'll jump into the actual nitty gritty of how the offer works. Okay. So Dr. Kidder, we'll do this one a little different. Let's jump into, before we get into anything else, what makes Braine Balance Pro so amazing? What's the story behind it? How did it come to be?
Sure.
And we'll just start there.
Sure. Well, I mean, fundamentally, we look at what's so important about Braine Balance Pro is it's a magnesium supplement. Okay. And we know clinically, I mean, Dr. Woolner would agree with this, that magnesium is necessary for over 300 physiological processes.
I heard it was over 600,
well,
actually.
You know, that was probably a chiropractor that was expanding on numbers like that. So let's say somewhere between 300
split the
and
difference.
Yes,
400.
Yeah, 450.
450.
Yeah. So it's necessary for a lot, let's just say, of physiological processes in the human body. We know the relaxation benefits of magnesium. It's commonly, different forms are used for things like bowel function, for muscular relaxation, but not all magnesium is created equally, right? You can't take a magnesium citrate that is for loosening bowels, right? It pulls water into the bowels and it helps with bowel movements. You can't use that if you're looking at helping relax muscles in the body or helping with brain health. So the cool thing, you said there's a cool backstory.
Right.
11 years of MIT research went behind formulating and discovering the form of magnesium that is in Braine Balance Pro. They were doing research looking for nutrients, certain nutrients that were crossing the blood-brain barrier and were actually impacting neurological health.
Right.
So they knew, again, the multiple, aspects of magnesium benefit, but they didn't really know what the special, form was. Well, they discovered magnesium L-threonate. Magnesium L-threonate is the only form of magnesium that crosses that blood-brain barrier.
Right.
So oftentimes with people that have migraines, have headaches in general, there can be this tension, vascular blood flow tension, kind of that neurological tension that can be the cause behind it. Similar to some of your other offers, like with thyroid, we say it's multifactorial.
Right.
There's not one answer. Migraine sufferers can have a lot of causes behind their migraines, but this again is one of those that, hey, utilize this to kind of calm things while you're getting at maybe some of the underlying causes of, why that person may be dealing with.
And what's really cool about that, so in the actual pitch, in the pitch itself, there's I don't know if it's a well-known thing, but we call it borrowed credibility in marketing, right? So just by having the story of MIT be part of this product, it has instant credibility and cachet. Right. So that's the sizzle. You know what I mean? So Braine Balance Pro is awesome. Not only does it help people because it's the only form of magnesium that crosses the blood-brain barrier, which is cool, but we can really sell this thing to the public, to prospects that struggle with these chronic conditions, migraine conditions, really easily because of that story, right? Which makes it, I mean, Dr. Woolner, how important is a story in marketing?
Story's everything, and it's funny you asked that, because I just got done teaching a course on how to make better videos for your practice. And that was one of the big components that I was teaching docs in this training, is that at the end of the day, we have to understand at the most fundamental level that when people make buying decisions, these are not logical decisions. Right. And so no matter how hard you try and appeal to the logical end of the brain as the primary mode or method to get people to come across the line, so to speak, to convince them to buy. And when I say buy, I mean take any action for that matter. Get somebody to do something. People don't do it that way. They start with the emotional side, and then they justify the decision that they've made logically.
Exactly.
And so one of the fastest vehicles that you can use to tap into that emotional side is through storytelling. And so we've got a really cool story here that we can tell, that we tap into. And again, using that borrowed credibility of MIT and their story, we're able to get to a much get the result much faster, I guess, is what we can do there.
Right. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, we know offers, people have to want them. We know that. Yeah. That is like the thing. So we've positioned this offer as a great tool for people to use when they're struggling with those conditions. Before we end, is there anything else that docs might want to know about this product?
The application is super easy. It's a powdered formula, right? A lot of people start with taking 1 scoop before bedtime.
Okay.
Because it's going to help with that neurological relaxation at bedtime, allowing better rest, everything else. But then it can be taken throughout the day whenever they feel as though they need that additional dose. It's just so easy. Small glass of water, great flavor. So,
and I'll tell docs who are watching from a actual in the trenches clinical standpoint, we have seen miracles with this supplement with migraine patients.
Yeah, my wife uses it.
Yeah, we've had patients who have come in, and that is like our immediate go-to, where literally patients there in our office with a migraine, I'll get a cup of water, I'll pour some of that in, stir it around, have them drink it, and within a matter of minutes, it's powerful, man. And we've got a handful of patients who just like, I need this and I cannot not have it. So I need to have it consistently. It's like, always there. They need it on standby.
Yeah. And actually, now that you mentioned that is so important to give them that subjective, that emotional experience of something changing.
Oh, absolutely.
If you want to convert new patients, in fact, I will link to another video I have below about converting patients, not close. It's called the anti-close. We don't close patients. We just convert them. Yeah. Right. And so I'll link to that here in the description below, but it's all about like giving them a subjective or emotional reason, as well as an objective and logical reason. You need those two pieces, right? Yeah. Which is why if you use this as a tool to A, help people, and then B, diagnose an underlying problem, because now you're the person that caused a change in them.
Right.
Right. And if you frame and filter yourself, which is basically position yourself correctly, you will be the expert. They will listen to you.
Yeah.
Right. So it's an amazing product. So the offer works like this. It's not dissimilar to the thyroid offer. Essentially, this is a $47 product. They only get it when they pay for their exam. And that's a $47 exam. So you break even on the exam, get somebody new in the door. And again, it works because all of our offers are built on those two levels, is the subjective and the objective. So we want to make sure these people have an experience. So that's how the offer works. You guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, look to the description section below this video for links to and contact information to Dr. Kidder, Dr. Woolner, and we'll see you on the next video.